We're going to start off by talking about the tropics. These are the average dates for our ninth named storm, which is today. It would be, on average, we would expect 9 named storms at this point. We would expect 4 hurricanes and 2 major hurricanes by September 19th. So far, though, we're a little bit behind that. We've had 6 named storms. We've had 1 hurricane and only 1 major hurricane. So we are running a little bit behind as far as hurricane season is concerned. I don't think too many people will complain. Here are the tracks of those 6 named storms, and we did have that 1 major hurricane in Hurricane Aaron, and that was a couple of weeks ago. Here's the list. Our last one was Ferdinand. Our next one will be Gabrielle, and we do have a little bit of an area of disturbed weather we're watching, but it's been pretty quiet thanks in part to the Saharan dust. Still see some Saharan dust coming off the west coast of Africa. But as we mentioned, there are a couple of areas we're watching closely. This one area coming off the west coast of Africa as well has about a 20% chance or a low chance of further development over the next 7 days. But this area in red, the National Hurricane Center gives a high chance of development over the next 2 days. So we could have our next named storm or when we do get our next named storm, it'll be called Gabrielle, as we mentioned. At this point, it's just worth mentioning. So this is a long ways away from any kind of landmass. And as of right now, what's being called Tropical Wave Invest 92L, spaghetti models do keep this away from the continental United States. I will say it may get a little bit close to Bermuda there. So something we'll continue to watch, and these spaghetti models are through September 25th. You know, it's pretty good consensus kind of keeping it away from the continental United States at this point. But that is the area we would expect tropical activity as we move through the month of September. You notice that area that was in red there. But August 20th through October 10th, historically the most active part of hurricane season. About 2/3 of all activity occurs in this time frame, and we're obviously still in that time frame. Last week was the peak, at least the average peak of hurricane season. Typically after September 10th, the activity does decrease. Pollen still causing some issues out there, ragweed and grasses. Pollen season in South Carolina is very long, not much of a break for the pollen until you get to late in the year. Basically the last week of December, there's a little bit of a break there. But 87 degrees yesterday, that was a degree above our average of 86. We certainly could use some rainfall. Haven't had any rain, at least at the Columbia Airport, since Saturday, September the 6th, when we did pick up almost a ½ inch of rain. And temperatures have been, I will say, pleasant the last few days, pretty close to average. It was a little bit cooler on Saturday. Average temperatures on Sunday, and we were just a touch above average yesterday. Yesterday, we also dropped to 56 degrees. That's the coolest we've been so far for the month of September. The record for today is 98. That was set in 1991. That's going to be safe. 47, the record low set 40 years ago. And back in 1945, we picked up our record rainfall. Next 3 days, UV index in this very high range. So if you are going to be outdoors for an extended period of time, make sure you're protecting your skin. As we do go through the rest of your Tuesday, a few clouds. One thing you'll notice, our forecast model tries to show a stray shower late Tuesday into early parts of Wednesday. It has been very dry. If you're lucky enough to get one of these stray showers, you're just going to be very lucky because not a lot of organized rainfall is expected. European forecast model shows a slightly better chance for rainfall Sunday and into Monday. As of right now, we're keeping things dry, but something to kind of keep in mind. We may get some of that much needed rainfall next week. American model showing basically dry conditions for Sunday and into Monday. According to the Weather Prediction Center, there'll be a slightly better chance for rain along the coastal region and right along and east of I-95. Most of the Midlands stays dry, and as we've been talking about, it's been so dry over the past few weeks. The drought has increased to about 38% of South Carolina abnormally dry at this point. Highs today going to be in the low to mid 80s. We'll have a little bit of a breeze coming out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then lows tonight falling into the upper 50s and low 60s. Here's our 7-day forecast. We'll say mid to maybe upper 80s tomorrow, upper 80s to near 90 degrees on Thursday, low 90s on Friday and Saturday, and then jumping ahead towards the second half of the weekend, those temperatures do decrease just a touch. Partly cloudy on Sunday And then looking ahead towards the fall equinox, mid 80s for daytime highs. Fall equinox obviously being on Monday. Myrtle Beach forecast, maybe some showers on Tuesday, but Saturday's looking good with highs in the mid 80s, maybe a little bit of rain and some thunderstorms in Charleston on Sunday. Saturday's going to be your better beach day if you are heading to Charleston, with temperatures in the mid 80s. Still do have some risk for some rip currents up towards the Outer Banks of North Carolina, even the Grand Strand of South Carolina. So as always, you do want to make sure you're swimming near lifeguards, and you do want to heed the advice of the beach patrol if you are heading to the beach over the next few days. If you're heading towards Greenville, though, upper 80s on Saturday, we'll say mid 80s on Sunday. As we do look ahead in our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, this would be September 23rd through September 29th, I should say. It looks like warmer than normal conditions, and it's going to be close to normal as far as rainfall is concerned. Wish it was a little bit different. Wish we had some better chances of rain, but it looks like it's going to be pretty close to normal in our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook.